Hi everyone, welcome back to another video. This video was taken quickly when I had to prepare dinner on a weekday. Was not planning to shoot it first, but then thought of sharing this recipe that I was preparing for the first time, and yes, it turned out tasty and my family enjoyed it. So why not share it with you all? Most of my grocery and pantry items were over, so had to refill and fill the fridge with it. Later that evening, I began preparing for the dinner. If you remember watching my Ramadan vlogs that are not recent or last year's, I used to prepare rice dumplings in chicken curry or any non-veg curry. And it's been so long since I prepared it. This time, tried with wheat flour. Now, not all of you might use rice flour often. You must be having wheat flour at home for sure. So, gave it a try. And I was not sure how the result would be. If it had turned out to be a disaster, I would have not been sharing it here. So I guarantee this tastes good. And it's quite filling too than the rice dumplings, I will say. You need to have a little and it fills up your tummy. Here you will need a ground mix of 1 cup grated coconut, a handful of shallots, 3 green chilies, 1 teaspoon cumin seeds and 1 teaspoon fennel seeds. You may add a tablespoon or 2 of hot water to grind it well. Now to knead the dough, I am using the stand mixer. You can do it with your hands. I took 2.5 cups of wheat flour and added the ground paste to it. Some salt, around 3 or 4 tablespoons of oil, and here I am using coconut oil even for the gravy. You can use any oil of your choice. Mix it well till you get a texture equal to wet sand. Now to knead, I am using 1 cup of room temperature water. This dough needs to be a bit softer than usual, than how you make for rotis, but I felt 1 cup wasn't needed. You can reduce to 3/4. I had to add 1/4 more cup of flour to get the right texture. Flour your hands and take out the dough. Knead for a few minutes, and you don't need a very soft dough for this. You will have to make the same shape as the rice dumplings. Take a small amount, roll and thumb press. Spread some oil on the steamer and start preparing the dumplings. Make sure you oil your hands before so that it doesn't stick. This is all done. Place this over boiling water. steam this for 15 minutes and you can see the color has changed. This is done. Do not add this directly to the gravy. If at all your gravy is ready, this has to cool down or else it will break down in the gravy and it won't taste the right way. Here I am preparing keema curry, that's minced beef. You may use mutton or chicken as per your wish. Heat some oil and saute 2 large onions. You don't have to brown them or fry them. Saute for 2 or 3 minutes till they are soft and translucent. Add half a kilo of minced meat and mix. Cover and cook for a few minutes. This is 1 tablespoon whole coriander seeds. Crush them. After a couple of minutes, add 2 medium potatoes that are cubed. Along with this, add chopped ginger around 1 tablespoon and 4 or 5 cloves of garlic again chopped. Make sure the flame is low to medium. Now you will need a mix of spices: 2 teaspoon Kashmiri red chili powder, half teaspoon turmeric powder, 1 teaspoon cumin powder, around 1 tablespoon of coriander powder and the crushed coriander seeds. After a minute, add the spices and mix well. I'm adding frozen green peas as well. You can use fresh soaked peas and add it along with the potatoes. So you may use a pressure cooker to cook for 1 whistle. Adding around 2 tablespoons of curd, mixing it with a bit of water. I had not added salt, so just mix it here. Add the curd and mix. Adding some more hot water. There needs to be little gravy so that the wheat dumplings can get soaked in it. Add tomatoes and slit green chilies. Let this get soft and it will be done. Add a teaspoon of black pepper powder and mix. Just wait for the tomatoes to get soft. Then chop in some coriander leaves and mix well. Here are the dumplings that have cooled down. Slowly separate each. It might break slightly, but that's fine. Now add the wheat dumplings to the curry and mix gently. Check salt and add if needed. Now keep the flame to low and let this cook for a minute. Give a final mix before adding the tempering. Heat some ghee. Fry shallots and curry leaves. Add to the dish and serve after some time so that the dumplings are well soaked with the flavors in the curry. As I always say, weekdays are days when all of us eat at different times, me being the first. For a crunch, I had some chopped cucumber. In my previous video, I prepared a dosa and many of you recommended adding red chilies and cumin seeds to the batter, and it becomes adai dosa. So just showing a few clips of the next day morning when I prepared the same. Thank you so much for suggesting, and yes, it tastes really good. I prepared this for my kids' tiffin as well. Some of you often comment asking how my pregnancy period is, if it is physically difficult at this age, or even if it is hard getting pregnant after a big gap. Rehan was 4 years old when I got pregnant with Armaan, and now Armaan is 10 years. It's a big gap. All I want to say is that physically it's not the same as how it was earlier. Mentally, I feel mature enough to be pregnant. And when I say matured, it might be because of experience too. And to talk about the physical way, I was working out regularly until 4 days before I came to know I was pregnant. So maybe I would have been physically weaker had I not been someone who never exercised. And yes, of course, I do get tired on some days because though my kids have grown up, they do a lot of chores themselves, but they still need me. I do have house help, but I still run around for the family. I cook on some days, I do videos, edit, study for a course, wake up the kids, prepare their tiffin, breakfast for me and husband. Some days are really tiring, and all I want to do on those days is to just lie on the bed. Pregnancy at whatever age you are, it all depends on your body type. And yes, age does matter. Do share your experience in the comment section so that many, including me, can read and hear from you. So that's all for today's short vlog, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Stay tuned for my next video. Take care everyone. Bye bye.